You're drifting off with WSLP AM, Big Rapids. WSLP, Sleep Baseball.
The Northwoods Baseball Radio Network presents Sleep Baseball. Tonight, from Evergreen Field in Big Rapids, Michigan, it's the Big Rapids Timbers hosting the South Haven Ravens of South Haven, Michigan. And now, the voice of the Quint Cities, Wally McCarthy.
And a good evening again, friends. We're glad to have you back with us here on WSLP as we return to our home base of Big Rapids, as the Timbers host the Ravens here at Evergreen Field. And it is a perfect night for a ball game here in Big Rapids. 76 degrees at game time with a light breeze blowing in from center field. Timbers mascot Timmy the Timber is on hand once again, delighting the crowd with his entertaining antics. And he'll take part in the famous Timber race in the middle of the 5th inning this evening. And you might be happy to hear that Evergreen Field no longer holds the Timber race on Bring Your Dog Night. So we shouldn't have any issues this evening. Let's take a gander at the starting 9 for the visiting South Haven Ravens. Leading off, left fielder Sherman Hawkins. Batting second and playing second base, Hector Pena. Right fielder Steve McDykel will bat third. Catcher and manager Hap Bronswell has put himself in the cleanup spot this evening. That seems like an interesting choice. First baseman Shecky Washington will bat fifth. Jerry Durante will bat sixth. He's in center field. Third baseman Brandon Carlisle will bat seventh. Batting eighth, shortstop Ricky Corrado. And batting ninth, left-handed starting pitcher Frank Gibson. Gibson enters tonight's contest with a record of 8-5 with a 4.89 ERA. Those are the Ravens. Here are the Big Rapids Timbers. Brank Filbert will lead off in left field. Shortstop Rio Nunez will bat second. Batting third, first baseman Keith Castor. Third baseman Blink Redderson is batting cleanup for the Timbers this evening. Batting fifth, right fielder Randy Chang. Catcher Henny Oldman will bat sixth. Jesus Ferguson will bat seventh. He's at second base. Batting eighth, center fielder Dutch Moon. And batting ninth, right-handed starting pitcher, Brocktoon Schemper. This will be Schemper's second start of the season. He's got a record of 0-1 with a 3.96 ERA. And before the game begins, producer Phil will pull a name out of the fishbowl for tonight's Instagram winner. If you'd like your name to go into the fishbowl, head over to sleepbaseball.com and follow us on Instagram. If that's the kind of thing you're into. And tonight's winner is Tom K. Congratulations, Tom. We'll be in touch on Instagram to sort out the exciting details. And Crew Chief B.R. Montebianco says play ball. So we are underway here at Evergreen Field. And Sherman Hawkins steps in against Brocktoon Schemper. Righty against righty. And the pitch. Fastball misses outside. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. Curveball down low. 2-0. And the 2-0. Fastball called a strike. 2-1. The 2-1. And he checks his swing on a high heater. 3-1. And the 3-1. Slider misses low, and Hawkins is aboard with a leadoff walk. And Hector Pena steps in with a runner on and nobody out. Pena is a switch hitter, and he'll bat left against Brocktoon Schemper. And the pitch. Fastball cut on and missed. 0-1. And the 0-1. Fouled back and out of play. 0-2. And the 0-2. And instead a toss over to first to keep Hawkins honest, but he's back safely. And the pitch. Hard grounder to short. Nunez steps on the bag for one. Over to first in time to get Pena. And that's a 6-3 double play. And here's Steve McDykel with 2 outs and the base is empty. And the pitch. Hammered foul and into the stands. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. And he fouls another one off. 0-2. And the 0-2. Fastball misses just inside. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Grounder to second. Ferguson is up with it, and he flips to first to retire McDykel to end the inning. The Ravens do not score. The Timbers will be coming up after these words on WSLP and the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hey there, it's Dana Dedrick, and I'm thrilled to bring you Love Notes, where we blend the best of smooth jazz and relationship advice to create a cozy late-night listening experience. Finding love and keeping it doesn't have to be so mysterious. Tune in weeknights at 10 p.m. to unwind with some mellow melodies and get tips on how to build and maintain healthy relationships. Love Notes, weeknights at 10 p.m. on WSLP, Big Rapids.
And welcome back with us from Evergreen Field in Big Rapids, Michigan. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you. No score as we begin the bottom of the first. And Brank Filbert steps in against Frank Gibson. Lefty against righty. And the pitch. Curveball misses outside. 1-0. And the 1-0. Base hit into shallow left. And that's a leadoff single for Brank Filbert. And Rio Nunez steps in with a runner on and nobody out. Nunez is a switch hitter, and he'll bat right against Gibson. And Gibson from the stretch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. Fastball called, strike 2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Slider runs outside, 1-2. And the 1-2. Ground ball right side. And that one gets through the infield for a base hit. So runners on first and second and nobody out for Keith Castor. Lefty against lefty. And the pitch. Bouncer back to the mound. Gibson to second for 1, over to first just in time to retire Castor. And that's a 1-4-3 double play. Filbert advances safely to third. And here's Blink Redderson with a runner on third and 2 down. And the pitch. Fastball runs high, 1-0. And the 1-0. And that fastball is called a strike. 1-1. And the 1-1. Curveball misses low. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Hammered foul and into the stands. 2-2. And the 2-2. Curveball low and in, and the count runs full. And now the payoff pitch. Fastball just a bit outside, and Redderson draws the walk. And Randy Chang steps in with 2 down and runners on the corners. Lefty against righty. And the pitch. Fastball called, strike 1. And the 0-1. Grounder to short. Corrado scoops it up and he steps on second to retire Redderson to end the inning. The Timbers do not score, and with 1 in the books, it's Ravens nothing, Timbers nothing. We'll be back with the second inning in a moment, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
Top of the second inning here in Big Rapids at Evergreen Field. It's a scoreless contest, and Hap Bronswell steps in against Brocktoon Schemper. Righty against righty. And Schemper's pitch. Line drive into shallow left. That one falls in for a hit. And Bronswell is aboard with a leadoff single. And Shecky Washington steps in with a runner on and nobody out. And Schemper from the stretch. Fastball called, strike 1. And the 0-1. Fouled back and out of play. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Hard grounder to second. Ferguson to second for 1, over to first in time to retire Washington. And that's a 4-6-3 double play. And here's Jerry Durante with the bases empty and 2 down. Righty against righty. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. Curveball misses low. 1-1. The 1-1. Fastball called a strike. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Slider runs inside. 2-2. The 2-2. Fastball misses low and the count runs full. And the payoff pitch. Another low fastball for ball 4. And Durante will trot down to first. And here's Brandon Carlisle with a runner on and 2 down. And the pitch. Sliced foul down the third base line. 0-1. And the 0-1. Off-speed pitch misses high. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. High fly ball to left field. Filbert racing over. And he makes the catch in foul territory to end the inning. The Ravens do not score here in the top of the second, and it remains a scoreless contest. We'll be back with more baseball here on WSLP and the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
$10.3 AV. Specializing in Betamax and multi-regional DVD. The only such service in the Quint City area. $10.3 AV.
And welcome back with us from Evergreen Field here in Big Rapids. No score as we begin the bottom of the second. And the Timbers will bring the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to the plate against Frank Gibson. And Henny Oldman steps in, lefty against righty. And Gibson's pitch. Curveball low and outside, 1-0. And the 1-0. Lined into shallow left. Hawkins racing in. And he makes a diving catch for out number 1. And here's Jesus Ferguson with 1 down and the base is empty. Lefty against righty. And the pitch. Fastball misses low. 1-0. And the 1-0. Slider in the dirt. 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch. Curveball cut on and missed. 2-1. And the 2-1. And that curveball misses low. 3-1. And the 3-1. Grounder to third. Carlisle is up with it, and he fires to first in time to retire Ferguson for out number 2. Two outs, bases empty for Dutch Moon. Lefty against righty. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. Grounder to short. Corrado is there, and he tosses to first to retire Moon to end the inning. Frank Gibson sets them down in order here in the bottom of the second. And with 2 in the books, it is still a scoreless game here in Big Rapids. We'll be back with the third inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, this is Tim at Baraboo Necessities. Where can you go in Baraboo to find everything you need? That's Baraboo Necessities on Berkeley Boulevard. The first 10 customers that come into our grand reopening get a Baraboo Bombers baseball cap. Baraboo Necessities, we've got what you need.
Top of the third inning here at Evergreen Field in Big Rapids. Still no score as Ricky Corrado steps in against Brocktoon Schemper. Righty against righty. And the pitch. Hit in the air to deep right field. Chang is under it. And he makes the catch for out number 1. And Frank Gibson will step in the 9th spot with 1 away and the bases empty. Righty against lefty. And the pitch. Curveball misses just outside. 1-0. And the 1-0. Fastball high and tight. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. And that fastball is called a strike. 2-1. And now the 2-1. Fouled back and out of play. 2-2. And the 2-2. Sinker down and in, and the count runs full. And the payoff pitch. Roller to Ferguson. He's up with it and flips to first to retire Gibson for out number 2. And here's Sherman Hawkins at the top of the Ravens order. Hawkins walked in the first inning. And the pitch. Slider cut on and missed. 0-1. And the 0-1. Fastball called a strike. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. curveball misses low. 1-2. And the 1-2. Fastball just off the plate. 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a low breaking ball. And Hawkins strikes out to end the inning. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Brocktoon Schemper here in the top of the third. And it remains Ravens nothing, Timbers nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hey kids, this is Blink Rederson. I'm here at Ted's Fishing World, and I just want to say they've got some great deals for people that like to fish or wish they could fish. They have reels, and they have lures, and they have bait. RLB, they call it. You can get the RLB specials 25% off if you mention my name, Blink Rederson. Ted's Fishing World. If fishing's in your head, trust Ted. Ted.
Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you from Evergreen Field on this beautiful night for a ball game. It is still a scoreless contest as we enter the bottom of the third. The Timbers will bring the 9-1 and 2 hitters to the plate against Frank Gibson. And Brocktoon Schemper steps in. Lefty against righty. And the pitch. Breaking ball called strike one. And the 0-1. Fouled back and out of play. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And he takes an awkward hack at an outside sinker. And Schemper is down on strikes for out number 1. And that will bring up Brank Filbert at the top of the Timbers order. Filbert singled in the first inning. And the pitch. Curveball cut on and missed. 0-1. And the 0-1. Hammered foul down the third base line. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Curveball low and outside. 1-2. And the 1-2. Hit in the air to shallow right. McDykel calling for it. And he makes the catch for out number 2. And here's Rio Nunez with 2 down and the bases empty. Nunez had a base hit in the first. And the pitch. Fastball called strike 1. And the 0-1. Bunted foul down the third base line. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Sinker misses low and outside. 1-2. And the 1-2. Grounder to short. Corrado is up with it, and he fires to first to retire Nunez to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left as Frank Gibson sets them down in order. And with 3 in the books, it is still a scoreless contest. We'll be back with more baseball here on WSLP and the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
It's the top of the 4th inning here at Evergreen Field in Big Rapids. It is still a scoreless contest. The Ravens will send up the 2, 3, and 4 hitters against Brocktoon Schemper. And Hector Pena steps in. Pena grounded into a double play in the first inning. And Schemper's pitch. Breaking ball called strike one. And the 0-1 pitch. Slider in the dirt. 1-1. And the 1-1. Driven into center field. Moon is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 1. And here's Steve McDykel with one away and nobody aboard. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. Curveball runs just inside. 1-1. The 1-1. Skied foul and into the stands. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Slider in the dirt. 2-2. And the 2-2. Hard grounder to first. Caster will have it unassisted, and he steps on the bag for out number 2. And Hap Bronswell will step in with 2 down and nobody on. Bronswell had a base hit in the second inning. Top of the 4th, scoreless game. And the pitch. Fastball misses high. 1-0. And the 1-0. Lined into shallow left, and that one drops in for a base hit. So a runner on and 2 down for Shecky Washington. Washington grounded out in the second inning. And Schemper from the stretch. Hard grounder up the middle, and that one squeaked through the infield for a base hit. And Jerry Durante steps in with runners on first and second and 2 out. And the pitch. Fastball called, strike one. And the 0-1. And that one gets away from Schemper, and that curveball ends up hitting Durante in the shoulder. So he will trot down to first. The Ravens load the bases with 2 out here in the top of the fourth for Brandon Carlisle. Carlisle flied out in the second inning. And the pitch. Fastball runs inside. 1-0. And the 1-0. Curveball low and outside. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball cut on and missed. 2-1. And the 2-1. Fouled back and out of play. 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses wide, and the count runs full. And the payoff pitch. Curveball misses high for ball 4. And Schemper walks in a run, and the Ravens are on the board here in the top of the fourth. And pitching coach Lucas Robinson is going to trot out to the mound for a quick meeting with Schemper and Oldman. We're in the top of the fourth, bases loaded. 2 down, Ravens leading 1-0. And Ricky Corrado will step in. And the pitch. Curveball high and tight. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. And that curveball is called a strike. 1-1. The 1-1. Fastball cut on and missed. 1-2. And the 1-2. Slider in the dirt. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses just outside. And once again, the count runs full. And the payoff pitch. Grounder to second. Ferguson scoops it up and flips to first to retire Corrado to end the inning. But the Ravens get on the board, and after 3.5, it's Ravens 1, Timbers nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is Salty Sal of Salt City Confections. In addition to our world-famous popcorn balls, try our bonbons, rock candy, and nut-covered sweetmeats. We're located on the Manistee River Walk next to the world's largest cupcake. Salt City Confections, your confection connection.
And welcome back with us on WSLP and the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network. Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you from Evergreen Field here in Big Rapids, Michigan. The Ravens lead the Timbers 1-0 as we begin the bottom of the fourth. And Keith Castor steps in against Frank Gibson. Castor grounded into a double play in the first inning. And Gibson's pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Hit in the air to deep center. Durante drifting back. And he makes the catch on the warning track for out number 1. And Blink Rederson steps in with one away and the base is empty. Rederson walked in the first inning. And the pitch. Fastball misses low. 1-0. And the 1-0. Curveball down and in. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Slider in the dirt, and Gibson falls behind. 3-0. And the 3-0 pitch. Breaking ball misses low, and Redderson is aboard with a 1-out walk. And here's Randy Chang with 1 away and a runner on first. And the pitch. Curveball misses low and outside. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Lined into shallow right, and that one falls in for a base hit. So runners on first and second with 1 away for Henny Oldman. Oldman flied out in the second inning. And Gibson from the stretch. Popped up shallow left. Corrado is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 2. And here's Jesus Ferguson with runners on first and second and 2 down. The Ravens leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. And the pitch. Hammered foul and into the stands. 0-1. And the 0-1. Fastball called strike 2. The 0-2 pitch. Curveball misses low. 1-2. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a low breaking ball, and Ferguson strikes out to end the inning. The Timbers strand a pair, and with 4 in the books, it remains Ravens 1, Timbers nothing. we'll be back with the fifth inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, this is Winston T. Winston, president of WSLP Radio. I'd like to invite you to the Big Rapids Airport Lounge for a special night of fun and brevity with Frank Gilbert. It's WSLP night on the main stage, and fun is guaranteed for all. The 2-for-1 margaritas go well with the comedy stylings of Frank Gilbert and Fritz Ortega's Super Nachos. I hope to see you at WSLP night at the Big Rapids Airport Lounge. Save a seat for me, Winston T. Winston.
And welcome back with us for the top of the fifth inning here in Big Rapids at Evergreen Field. It's a perfect night for a ball game here. The Ravens lead 1-0, and they'll bring the 9-1 and 2 hitters to the plate against Brocktoon Schemper. And Frank Gibson steps in. Gibson grounded out in the third inning. And Schemper's pitch. Grounder to short. Nunez is there, and he fires to first to retire Gibson for out number 1. And Sherman Hawkins will step in at the top of the Ravens order. Hawkins walked in the first and struck out in the third. And the pitch. Slider misses low. 1-0. And the 1-0. And that slider is called a strike. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 1-2. And the 1-2. Popped up shallow left. Redderson is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 2. And here's Hector Pena with 2 down and the bases empty. Pena is 0 for 2 this evening. And the pitch. Fastball called strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-2. And the 0-2. Hit in the air to right field. Chang will have room. And he makes the catch to end the inning. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Brocktoon Schemper. And after 4.5, it remains Ravens 1, Timbers nothing. And now it's time once again for the Timber Race. Timmy the Timber will compete against a quaking aspen, a yellow birch, and a spruce tree. And for you scoring at home, Timmy the Timber is a sugar maple. And they're off. Timmy off to a good start. The quaking aspen right behind. The spruce tree was a little slow off the line. And the aspen is gaining on Timmy the Timber. And now they're neck and neck, if you can call it that. And the aspen has tripped up Timmy the Timber, and he's down. And he'll be passed by the spruce and the birch. And the quaking aspen wins the timber race this evening. He's heading over to get his photo taken with WSLP President Winston T. Winston. And now Timmy is going to have a word with the aspen. And it appears there's going to be something of a tussle. Now the other trees are also getting involved. And for some reason, both benches have cleared now. I wasn't aware they had a dog in this race, or a tree for that matter. In any case, we'll be back with more baseball here on WSLP and the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. You know me. This is Ed Uncle Hat. My good friends at Ed Horn's House of Sleep asked me to drop by and talk to you a minute about their mattresses and other sleep-related items. Beds, headboards, nightcaps, and essential oils. They just added the essential oils last week. Ed Orn's wife, Beatrice, got over there, and she's really into the essential oils. She makes her own. They have a few little tubs out back. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Ed Orn's House of Sleep. You don't need to count your sheep if you go to Ed Orn's House of Sleep. Ed Orn.
And welcome back with us from Big Rapids for the bottom of the 5th inning. And I'm happy to report that the tree brawl has ended with handshakes all around. The Ravens lead 1-0. The Timbers will bring the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to the plate to face Frank Gibson. And Dutch Moon steps in. Moon grounded out in the second inning. And Gibson's pitch. Fastball, high and tight. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 1-1. And the 1-1. Bounced foul down the third base line. 1-2. And the 1-2. Fly ball into left field. Hawkins racing after it. And he makes a diving catch to retire Moon for out number 1. And Brocktoon Schemper steps in with 1 down and nobody on. Schemper struck out in the third inning. And the pitch. Bunted foul off to the right. 0-1. And the 0-1. Curveball called a strike. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a high heater. And Schemper is down on strikes for out number 2. And that will bring up Brank Filbert at the top of the Timbers order. Filbert is 1 for 2 this evening with a base hit in the first inning. And the pitch. Curveball misses low. 1-0. And the 1-0. And that curveball is called a strike. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Hammered foul and into the stands. 1-2. And the 1-2. swing and a miss on a high heater, and Filbert strikes out to end the inning. Frank Gibson sets them down in order, and with 5 in the books, it remains Ravens 1, Timbers nothing. We'll be back with the 6th inning after these words on WSLP and the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
It's the top of the 6th inning here at Evergreen Field in Big Rapids, Michigan. Wally, McCarthy, and producer Phil back with you. The Ravens leading 1-0, and they'll bring the 3, 4, and 5 hitters up against Brocktoon Schemper. And Steve McDykel steps in. McDykel with a pair of groundouts this evening. And Schemper's pitch. Slider down and in. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball brushes him back. 2-0. And the 2-0. Curveball called a strike. 2-1. And the 2-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, and Schemper falls behind 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch. Sinker misses low and outside, and McDykel is aboard with a leadoff walk. And here's Hap Bronswell with a runner on and nobody out. Bronswell is 2 for 2 with a couple of base hits this evening. And Schemper from the stretch. Hard grounder to short. Nunez to second for 1. Over to first in time to retire Bronswell. And that's a 6-4-3 double play. And Shecky Washington steps in with 2 down and the bases empty. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. Fastball runs inside. 1-1. The 1-1. Curveball misses just outside. 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch. Hit in the air to left field. Filbert is camped under it. And he makes the catch to end the inning. The Ravens do not score, and after 5.5, it remains Ravens 1, Timbers nothing. We'll be back in a moment here on WSLP and the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is the Reverend Ira Gay for the Buck Stop Inn Community Theater. I hope you'll join me for their production of Our Town. The Buck Stop Inn Community Theater. Making things happen.
Bottom half of the sixth inning here at Evergreen Field in Big Rapids. The Ravens leading 1-0. And Rio Nunez steps in against Frank Gibson. Nunez is 1 for 2 with a base hit in the first. And Gibson's pitch. Hammered foul and into the stands. 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Slider misses low. 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. Curveball runs outside. 2-1. And the 2-1. Grounder to first. Routine play for Washington. And he steps on the bag to retire Nunez for out number 1. And Keith Castor steps in with the bases empty and 1 away. And the pitch. fastball called strike one. And the 0-1 pitch. And that fastball misses outside. 1-1. The 1-1. Curveball misses low. 2-1. And the 2-1. Fastball called a strike. Count even at 2-2. And the 2-2. And that's a slider in the dirt, and the count runs full. And now the payoff pitch. Hard grounder to short. Corrado is there, and he fires to first to retire Castor for out number 2. And here's Blink Redderson with 2 outs and nobody on. Redderson has walked twice this evening. And the pitch. Hit in the air to right field. McDykel will have the room. And he makes the catch to end the inning. And that's another 1-2-3 inning for Frank Gibson. And with 6 in the books, it remains Ravens 1, Timbers nothing. We'll be back with the 7th inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, this is Ed Uncle Hat for Ed Horton's House of Sleep. Ed called me up the other day to help get the word out for his going out for business sale. Seems Ed fell asleep at the wheel there, and the pole barn is stacked to the rafters with mattresses, headboards, lamps, his new gummies they got there behind the counter. They're supposed to help you sleep. I tried one the other day, and I slept like a baby. I woke up every 3 hours. That's an old joke. Actually, I slept for a day and a half, but that's neither here nor there. They don't have essential oils at the moment because of the mishap, but Beatrice is fine. Anyway, come on down to Ed Horton's House of Sleep. You don't need to count your sheep if you go to Ed Horton's House of Sleep. Ed Horton.
And welcome back with us for the top of the 7th inning here from Evergreen Field. The Ravens leading 1-0. And they'll bring the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to the plate against Brocktoon Schemper. And Jerry Durante steps in. Durante walked in the second and was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. And Schemper's pitch. Fastball high and tight. 1-0. And the 1-0. Curveball misses low. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Hammered foul and into the stands. 2-1. And the 2-1. Curveball called a strike. 2-2. And the 2-2. Fastball brushes him back, and the count runs full. And now the payoff pitch. Grounder to third. Tough play for Redderson. The throw to first is not in time. And that's a leadoff single for Jerry Durante here in the 7th. So a runner on first and nobody out for Brandon Carlisle. And Schemper from the stretch. Bouncer to second. Ferguson will pick it up and toss to first to retire Carlisle. Durante will be safe at second. And here's Ricky Corrado with a runner on second and one away. And the pitch. Fastball cut on and missed. 0-1. And the 0-1. Curveball misses low. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Another low curve. 2-1. And the 2-1. Fastball called a strike. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Roller to first. Castor will have it unassisted, and he steps on the bag to retire Corrado for out number 2. Durante advances safely to third. And here's Frank Gibson in the 9 spot with 2 down and a runner on third. And the pitch. Curveball called, strike 1. And the 0-1. And that curveball misses just outside. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball cut on and missed. 1-2. And the 1-2. Popped into shallow right. Chang calling for it. And he makes the catch to end the inning. The Ravens do not score, and as we head into the stretch, it remains Ravens 1, Timbers nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. This is Winston T. Winston, President of WSLP. I would like to cordially invite you to WSLP Circus Days at the Carpetland parking lot on Colfax. Look for the large circus tent and the clowns making balloon sculptures. Balloons provided by Mr. King's Party Goods. There will be hot dogs and chips and snow cones and cotton candy, blue and pink flavors. Please join me, Winston T. Winston, Wally McCarthy, and Blink Rederson, and other special guests to be announced at WSLP Circus Days at the Carpetland parking lot on Colfax this weekend. Thank you.
Wally McCarthy and producer Phil back with you in Big Rapids at Evergreen Field. The Ravens leading 1-0, and Randy Chang will step in for the Timbers to face Frank Gibson. Chang is 1 for 2 with a base hit in the fourth. And Gibson's pitch. Fastball up and in. 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch. Curveball paints the corner for a called strike. 1-1. The 1-1. Slider misses low. 2-1. And the 2-1. Curveball runs outside, and Gibson falls behind. 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch. And that curveball is called a strike, and the count runs full. And the payoff pitch. Hard grounder to second. Pena is there, and he flips to first just in time to retire Chang for out number 1. And here's Henny Oldman with the bases empty and 1 away. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. Curveball down and in. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Hammered foul down the third base line. 1-2. And the 1-2. Slider in the dirt. 2-2. And the 2-2. Hard grounder left side, and that one gets past a diving Carlisle. And Oldman is aboard with a 1-out single. So a runner on first and 1 away for Jesus Ferguson. Ferguson is 0 for 2 this evening. And the pitch. Fastball misses low. 1-0. And the 1-0. Grounder to third. Carlisle to second for one. Over to first in time to retire Ferguson. And that's an inning-ending 5-6-3 double play. The Timbers do not score, and with 7 in the books, it remains Ravens 1, Timbers nothing. We'll be back in a moment with the 8th inning after these messages on WSLP and the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
Top of the 8th inning here from Evergreen Field in Big Rapids. The Ravens leading 1-0, and they'll bring the top of the order up to face Brocktoon Schemper. And here's Sherman Hawkins. And Schemper's pitch. Chopper to second. Ferguson has it, and he flips to first to retire Hawkins for out number 1. And that will bring up Hector Pena. Pena is 0 for 3 this evening. And the pitch. Curveball misses low. 1-0. And the 1-0. Fouled back and out of play. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And he fouls another one off. 1-2. And the 1-2. Curveball called strike 3. And Pena is down on strikes for out number 2. And now Steve McDykel steps in with the bases empty and 2 down. And the pitch. Slider misses low. 1-0. 1-0. Fastball called a strike. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And he takes an awkward hack at a slider in the dirt. 1-2. And the 1-2. Curveball down and in. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Hard grounder right side. That one gets past a diving Ferguson. And McDykel is aboard with a 2-out single here in the 8th. So a runner on first and 2 down for Hap Bronswell, who is 2 for 3 this evening. And the pitch. Popped up shallow left. Redderson is under it. And he makes the catch to end the inning. The Ravens do not score. And after 7.5, it remains Ravens 1, Timbers nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
$10 AV. Specializing in Betamax and multi-regional DVD. The only such service in the Quint City area. $10 AV.
And welcome back with us for the bottom of the 8th inning here at Evergreen Field in Big Rapids. The Ravens lead 1-0. The Timbers will bring the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to the plate against Frank Gibson. And Dutch Moon will step in. Moon is 0 for 2 this evening. And Gibson's pitch. Fastball misses low. 1-0. And the 1-0. Curveball runs outside. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball paints the corner for a called strike. 2-1. And the 2-1. Fouled back and out of play. 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a high heater. And Moon is down on strikes for out number 1. And Royce Babcock steps in to pinch hit for Brocktoon Schemper in the 9 spot. Lefty against righty. And the pitch. Fastball high and outside. 1-0. And the 1-0. Fastball cut on and missed. 1-1. And the 1-1. Looper into shallow center, and that one falls in for a base hit. And Babcock is aboard with a 1-out single here in the bottom of the 8th. So a runner on first and 1 away for Frank Filbert at the top of the Timbers order. And Gibson from the stretch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. Curveball misses low. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Hit in the air to deep right field. McDykel racing back. And that one will sail over the wall. And that's a long, lazy 2-run homer for Frank Filbert. And the Timbers now lead 2-1. And Rio Nunez steps in with 1 away and the bases cleared. Nunez is 1 for 3 this evening. And the pitch. Slider misses low. 1-0. And the 1-0. And that one grazes his shoulder. Nunez gets hit by the pitch, and he'll drop down to first. And here's Keith Castor with a runner on and 1 away. caster is 0 for 3 this evening. And the pitch. Fastball called, strike one. And the 0-1. Curveball misses low. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Slider in the dirt. 2-1. And the 2-1. Grounder to short. Corrado to second for one. Over to first. And that's a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. But the Timbers pull ahead thanks to a 2-run homer by Royce Babcock. And with 8 in the books, it's Timbers 2, Ravens 1. We'll be back with the 9th inning in a moment here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hi, this is Blake Redderson for Ted's Fishing World. Are you looking for a date night idea for you and the missus, or a special person in your life? Try Ted's Alluring Night Out. Learn to make your own lures that you can use when you go fishing with your catch. Ted's Fishing World. If fishing's in your head, trust Ted.
Top of the 9th inning here at Evergreen Field in Big Rapids. The Timbers lead 2-1, and Shecky Washington will step in against Timbers' right-handed closer, Buddy Dwyer. Righty against righty. And the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 0-1. And the 0-1. And he fouls another one off. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball high and tight. 1-2. And the 1-2. miss on a low curve, and Washington strikes out for the first out of the ninth. And here's Jerry Durante with the bases empty and one away. And the pitch. Curveball misses low. 1-0. And the 1-0. Dribbled foul down the third base line. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses high. 2-1. And the 2-1. Bouncer back to the mound. Dwyer scoops it up and flips to first to retire Durante for out number 2. And now the Ravens are down to their last chance as Brandon Carlisle steps in. Carlisle is 0 for 2. And Dwyer's pitch. Fastball cut on and missed. 0-1. And the 0-1. Slider in the dirt. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 1-2. And the 1-2. Fastball runs high. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a low curve. And Carlisle strikes out to end the ball game. So the Timbers take this one at home 2-1. Brocktoon Schemper notches a win. Buddy Dwyer gets the save. For the victorious Big Rapids Timbers, 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors. And for the visiting South Haven Ravens, 1 run on 5 hits, no errors. Producer Phil and I will be back with the post-game show in a moment. here on WSLP and the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.